Full spoilers ahead for The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This is the complete story of the 2003 theatrical film, Made Simple. Long before the final battle, two small river folk find a golden ring. One is Sméagol, a nervous creature who wants it immediately. His friend Déagol refuses, so Sméagol kills him beside the river. The ring gives him long life but slowly eats his mind. It turns a simple wish into a prison without walls. Centuries later, he has become Gollum, thin, lonely, and completely obsessed. Now that same ring hangs from a chain around Frodo Baggins. Frodo and Sam are walking into Mordor to destroy it. Gollum guides them while secretly planning to take it back. Far behind them, their friends celebrate victory at the ruined Isengard. The wizard Saruman has been defeated, but the greater war continues. Pippin finds a black seeing stone and cannot resist touching it. The stone connects his mind to Sauron, the enemy watching from Mordor. Sauron sees Pippin and mistakes him for the ring bearer. That mistake protects Frodo, but it also reveals an urgent attack. Gandalf takes Pippin to Minas Tirith, the great city of Gondor. Its white walls rise in circles beneath a lonely dead tree. The city should have a king, but a steward rules instead. That steward is Denethor, father of Boromir and Faramir. Boromir died protecting the hobbits, and Denethor's grief has turned bitter. He blames Faramir for surviving when his favorite son did not. Gandalf warns him that Mordor is preparing to strike. Denethor refuses to call for help from the horse lords of Rohan. So Pippin secretly climbs the tower and lights the warning beacon. One flame appears, then another, jumping across distant mountain peaks. The message moves faster than any rider could travel. In Rohan, Aragorn sees the signal and knows Gondor needs them. King Theoden gathers every rider who can still hold a spear. His niece Eowyn wants to fight, but he orders her to remain. She hides beneath armor anyway and carries Merry with her. Aragorn has another problem that cannot be solved by ordinary soldiers. Elrond arrives with a reforged sword and a dangerous path. The blade proves Aragorn is heir to Gondor's ancient kings. But the city needs more than a name and a crown. An army of oath-breaking ghosts waits beneath the mountains. Long ago, they promised to help Gondor and ran away. Only the rightful king can command them to finish their promise. Aragorn enters the haunted mountain with Legolas and Gimli. The dead surround them like green smoke and laugh at three living travelers. Aragorn raises the sword and refuses to move. He offers freedom if the ghosts fight one final battle. Their leader agrees, and a silent army follows him toward the river. Meanwhile, Frodo, Sam, and Gollum climb the dead stairs above Minas Morgul. Below them, a vast enemy army marches toward Gondor. The ring grows heavier as Frodo approaches the land that made it. Gollum notices every crack appearing between Frodo and Sam. At night, he throws away their remaining bread and scatters crumbs. Then he tells Frodo that Sam ate their food. Frodo is exhausted, hungry, and poisoned by the ring's suspicion. He orders Sam to go home, breaking the one friendship keeping him safe. Sam walks away in tears, then finds the discarded bread. He understands the trick and turns back up the mountain. Gollum leads Frodo into a dark tunnel instead of a safe road. The tunnel belongs to Shelob, a giant spider that hunts by smell. Frodo escapes her web, but Gollum attacks near the exit. Frodo throws him down a ledge and runs toward freedom. Shelob rises behind Frodo and strikes before he can turn. Sam arrives, drives the spider away, and finds Frodo completely still. Believing his friend is dead, Sam takes the ring to finish the mission. Then enemy soldiers carry Frodo toward their tower. Sam overhears them and learns the spider only paralyzed him. Frodo is alive, but now he is a prisoner inside Mordor. Back at Minas Tirith, the first wave of war crashes into the walls. Faramir returns wounded after Denethor sent him on a hopeless charge. Denethor sees his son unconscious and finally loses all hope. He orders servants to burn both himself and Faramir on a funeral pyre. Pippin runs for Gandalf while the city shakes around him. Gandalf stops the fire and Pippin pulls Faramir to safety. Denethor, already burning, runs from the hall and falls from the tower. Outside, Mordor's forces break the main gate with a giant battering ram. The Witch King enters as the city's defenders begin to collapse. Then a horn sounds beyond the battlefield. Theoden and the riders of Rohan have arrived with the sunrise. They charge across the field and tear through the enemy lines. For one bright moment, the battle turns toward hope. Then enormous war beasts arrive carrying more soldiers. Theoden's horse falls, trapping the king beneath it. The Witch King approaches, certain that no ordinary man can defeat him. Eowyn removes her helmet and stands between the monster and her uncle. Merry strikes from behind, weakening the creature's unnatural protection. Eowyn drives her sword forward and destroys the Witch King. But Theoden is dying, and victory still looks impossibly far away. Enemy ships appear on the river, making everyone expect another attack. Instead, Aragorn jumps ashore with Legolas, Gimli, and the Ghost Army. The dead sweep across the battlefield like a green flood. Even the largest war beasts disappear beneath the ghostly wave. Mordor soldiers cannot stop them, and the city survives. Aragorn releases the ghosts because their ancient promise is finally complete. Yet the real war is not decided at Minas Tirith. It depends on two hobbits hidden deep inside Mordor. Sam enters the enemy tower alone and searches room by room. The soldiers have started fighting each other over Frodo's captured armor. Their greed clears a path, and Sam finds Frodo alive. He returns the ring, although even he feels its terrible pull. Frodo and Sam disguise themselves and walk among marching enemy troops. They escape the column, but Mount Doom still looks impossibly distant. Every step becomes slower under heat, ash, thirst, and fear. In Gondor, Gandalf explains that Frodo needs the enemy looking elsewhere. Aragorn chooses a plan that looks almost foolish. He will march a tiny army directly to Mordor's Black Gate. The attack cannot win, but it might move Sauron's eye. Before leaving, Aragorn finds Eowyn recovering in the city. She had loved an idea of him, but her life is not ending there. Faramir also survives, and the two wounded people begin to heal. At the Black Gate, Aragorn's army is surrounded by endless enemies. He looks at his frightened friends and turns toward the danger. Then the battle begins, buying Frodo a few more precious minutes. On Mount Doom, Sam cannot carry the ring for Frodo. So he carries Frodo instead, lifting his friend onto his back. Near the summit, Gollum attacks again and bites at Frodo's hand. Sam fights him off while Frodo enters the chamber alone. Inside, the ring is finally hanging over the fire that created it. Frodo raises it, but he cannot let it go. After all the pain, the ring owns the final piece of him. He claims it, places it on his finger, and disappears. Far away, Sauron instantly understands the trick. The eye turns from the Black Gate toward Mount Doom. Gollum follows the invisible Frodo and attacks with desperate joy. He bites off Frodo's finger and catches the ring in his hands. For 1 second, Gollum has everything he ever wanted. Then he slips from the ledge and falls into the fire. The ring melts and Sauron's power collapses with it. The Dark Tower breaks apart while the enemy armies scatter. Creatures held together by Saurons will suddenly lose their purpose. At the Black Gate, Aragorn's friends realize Frodo succeeded. But Mount Doom erupts, trapping Frodo and Sam on a rock. They sit together, too tired to run and certain they will die. Gandalf arrives on giant eagles and lifts them away from the fire. Frodo wakes in a quiet room surrounded by the Fellowship. Their laughter feels almost impossible after so much fear. Aragorn is crowned king before the people of Gondor. Arwen joins him, choosing a mortal life beside the man she loves. When Aragorn reaches the 4 hobbits, they prepare to bow. Instead, the new king honors them, and the entire crowd follows. The smallest travelers receive the largest thank you. Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin finally return to the Shire. The Green Hills look unchanged, but the 4 friends are not. Sam finds the courage to build a home and begin a family. Frodo tries to write their story, yet his old wounds remain. Saving the world did not automatically make him feel safe again. Years later, the hobbits ride to the Grey Havens. Gandalf, Bilbo, and the elves are leaving across the sea. Frodo reveals that he must leave too, because he cannot fully heal here. He gives Sam the unfinished book and says his friend's story continues. The ship moves west while Merry and Pippin stand beside Sam. Sam returns home to the people waiting at his door. The ring is gone, the king has returned, and the war is over. But the final victory belongs to loyalty, mercy, and one last step.